Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right here on iHeartRadio. And I'm your host, Dwayne Stein, the Gulf South Mortgage Authority. And if you want to be part of the show, give us a call, 54260-0995, or you can shoot an email to info@dat.com. If you're new to the show, welcome. Welcome to the Gumbo Nation. This has been the Gumbo Nation's home for 9+ years now, providing education and options when it comes to your home. On the show today, got good going on. We had some PCE numbers to get Parker's feedback on that, his positivity. So we'll talk about that. The fourth quarter is here. Here we come, fourth quarter, like in a game. So what will the impact of student loans be? Home values. What? What are they doing? I mean, highest rate in decades. I mean, no way it makes sense. No way it makes sense to be buying a home right now. So what are home values doing and appreciation? And then the government shutdown hasn't happened yet. But if it does, how does that affect you? How does that affect mortgage lending? And then we got a special guest in the second segment to promote a local festival. So excited to have him coming on board. So the fourth quarter is going to have a lot. It's going to bring a lot to the table, Parker. You know, we've got October starts, tomorrow, I believe it is.
Just a few hours.
So,
yes.
you know, I mean, what happens when we start talking about with the student loans? Man, student loans are going to become due in October. You know, I am like, you know what? I think you want to see what's going to happen with the economy. I think the economy is going to kind of fix itself a tad with that, right? But what is your thoughts kind of on what's your expectations, man? There's a lot of stuff that's going to get turned on. Look at what the bond market's doing right now, right? I mean, everybody on the on the shows is talking about mortgage rates and all that kind of stuff. What's your feedback, man?
Well, I'm kind of surprised at how political it's not. You know, we try not to be political on the show, but it definitely has an effect on mortgage rates and, you know, the housing market. And
Right.
we're in this we're supposed to be in the home run season of the presidential election cycle. You know, we are just about 1 year away from a presidential election. And usually at this point, we at least have one, if not two, primary seasons that are heating up, and we have debates, and we're about to start going to the polls and starting the process of buying our next president, which isn't, you know, irrelevant in this show because this is when giving season is. And, you know, I was expecting them to be talking about forgiving some or all student loans and slashing the interest
Yeah.
rate to zero to give the economy a sugar high. But I think a lot of that talk is being delayed because for the first time in my life and your life, neither party is having a serious primary season. They both have incumbents. And so there's, I mean, the Democrats aren't having debates at all, and the Republicans are having debates without their main guy, so it doesn't really count, and no one's watching or reporting on it or anything. So we have such a
Well,
weird
and it's really
lack.
embarrassing, honestly.
Well, I mean, whether you like it or not,
Yeah.
that you know, but last time around, last go around, both parties were doing this. You know, or in 2016 at least, and then 2020, at least one party
Right.
was doing it, and Trump was the incumbent. But now neither party's doing it, and so don't think that's gone though. When giveaway season does kick in, it'll probably be in the spring, and I'm still sticking with my prediction that they're going to slash interest rates. They're sort of hinting at it now, and that there's going to be a lot of giveaways. There might be a giveaway because you're right. In October, restart student loans. They're going to have to start paying, and in a couple months, they're going to start really hooting and hollering about it, and it's the ground will be fertile for some savior to swoop in and, you know, shut them up with your tax money. You know, here's a giveaway, buy some votes. It's presidential season, and it's not going to stop there. So what does that mean? More inflation. Home prices are still going to go up. If you got to move, you got to move. Just be ready that in a year, maybe two tops, you're probably going to be refinancing at a lower interest rate. That's not much has changed from previous shows on our look forward.
Well, what I could tell you is what the student loans is going to do is, it is definitely data that we can get into as the show goes on. But, one, that's going to change a lot. And you're looking at this inflation and all that. It's going to sort of take care of themselves. The PCE came out yesterday, and, all of a sudden they're talking about, all right, maybe they won't raise in November. So I don't know. I mean, look, we've said on this show, if they look at the data moving forward, we've tried to complement them. Now, their last move this last week, 2 weeks ago when Powell spoke, showed just the infutility because he doesn't have the ability to just get up there, discuss what the data is, and move on. He's got to say, well, we have one more hike we're planning on doing. And that's what we're trying to overcome right now, real estate side, right? On the mortgage side, when it comes to that. The gas prices, all that really is a huge effect. And they're saying that when these PCE numbers come out, that the inflation is there. I mean, it's funny how you're starting to not hear as much, James, about, and again, without us getting political, but this affects our industry, the mortgage industry, which is why people are tuning in. This affects with gasoline, right? Your groceries. Now you're going to add student loan payments to the mix that are about to start up, right? So, I mean, looking at that money that hasn't had to be paid is about to be paid. I'm amazed at how many credit cards that I am seeing and folks that are calling me in a market right now that have 3 and 3.5%, some people with 3% mortgages, the amount of refinances I'm doing right now because Gumbo Nation and tell me if you're part of this. The credit cards, James, has just snuck up on people and bit them straight in the rear end, man. And that is something that is stinging people because from 0% and $8 a month on a payment to all of a sudden 20% and $58 as a minimum payment, it has snuck up on people. And the next thing you're going to see, and I've already started to see it with people, these credit cards are not going to sit around. And we've talked about this, the pyramiding, right? Where you or the old saying, robbing Peter to pay Paul. You are not going, credit card companies are not going to sit around and watch James use Discover to pay off American Express and then let Discover get maxed out, right? American Express isn't going to sit there and go, oh, well, let's keep this $5,000 credit limit for James when, all right, he just used the credit card to pay his house note. So you're already starting to see some of these credit cards, they are utilizations, they're lowering utilizations, which what that's going to do, James, and Gumbo Nation is that is going to affect your mortgage and not just your mortgage, that is going to affect your credit score. It's going to have a huge effect. So those are the things that you're going to see as we move forward. And these are the ramifications of all these decisions. And it is what it is. They did what they had to do. But I want to see them keep the course here because I think it's going to manage itself if they just let things work through with the student loans. The amount of credit bureaus I'm seeing, it's amazing to me on the delinquencies on mortgages, James, with people who have 2.5% rates. Mortgage delinquency. Not only that, the amount of loan modifications. I mean, these are folks who didn't have to make a payment for 18 months to 2 years and now having to take modifications because they can't afford their mortgage with a 3% interest rate. That's real stuff, man.
Well,
that is real stuff that I'm seeing every day.
I would be interested to know what the average payment is on these student loans that are about to get restarted, because if it's, $300 a month, that's going to hurt, but it's not going to destroy wide swaths of the population. But if we're talking $600, $700 a month, That's like all of a sudden you just have to buy your neighbor a car and never use it is what it feels like. And that's going to be pretty crushing to a whole layer of society that is teetering on the brink of being a renter versus a homeowner, being working class versus middle class, or taking the next step up or starting a family, and so many of these other decisions. This could really be a big deal if it's higher than $600 a month.
Yeah, they're expecting it to be anywhere on average, depending if you have graduate degree, different things like that, anywhere from $360 to $580.
That's tough.
James, that's a huge number, man. That's a huge number, bro. I mean, $360. Just kind of think to yourself what $360 bought you this month that it won't next month. That just kind of goes in the mail, right? I mean, of course, it helped you get your job and do all that, but people don't care about that,
Well,
right? So do I have to buy eggs and bread and milk?
myself and the guy listening, you think of the high end of what that estimate was, $580 a month. We cannot afford just $580 a month additional coming out of our checking accounts without making some adjustments. I would have to adjust like my 401k withholdings or something, but to make up for that, I do not have that margin built in.
And many people don't, and that's the point I'm making, and that's my concern as we get into these things. So, all right, we're up against a break. Stick around. On the other side of the break, we've got just an incredible guy, Daniel Munn, going to be joining us. He's going to talk about something that's near and dear to him. He sits on a board for a local festival. You may have heard of it, Bluesberry Fest. It's coming up. He's got all the deets on that. He's going to give us an update. This guy is high energy and super excited. Love to work with him, not just on a real estate level, but just an all-around great dude. And so glad to have him joining the Gumbo Nation on the other side of the break. And we're going to ask him about the Bluesberry Fest that's coming up next weekend. You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right here on iHeartRadio, 504-260-0995.
This music?
Yes.
Okay, so you heard the music going to break, right?
Yes.
Because you were holding the button.
Magic.
You hear it?
Yep.
All right, guest called me. Hold on.
All right, good. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1 through 3. Checking out the Facebook feed.
Hang on, be right back.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1 through 3. Checking out the Facebook feed. Hang on, be right back. All right.
You want me to sit out this segment?
Yeah, just chill. I still got you, right, Dave?
I don't know if your guest can hear me. So, like, he hung up. Hey, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
The phone rings and dog barking in the background, but then I don't know. I don't know if he's not hearing me.
Do you want me to tell him to call the
Uh, yeah, I guess 2600995. But what the actual man? I got Tom on the line right now, trying to see what's what.
he said let him in. So I just
All right, hold on. Well, it rang and then it hung up. All right, apparently he's not hearing me. So, all right, I got Tom on. Let's come back for break. Stall for a minute. All right.
okay. Welcome back. Welcome back. You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Steiner right here on iHeartRadio. Hey, if you want to join the show, 504-260-0995. Joining us shortly is going to be Daniel Munn, who is on the board with the Bluesberry Fest to talk to us about that. We're getting him set up right now. Daniel rides with an entourage, so getting all the back end stuff set up so the audience can talk to. So you could hear about everything that he's got going on. Listen, in a previous segment, we were talking a little bit about the student loans, and we're going to get into this in a little bit more detail as the show goes on. And when we're going there, we're going to want you to just understand. We're trying to give you an idea of exactly what's going on in the mortgage world. So, but before we get back to that, the man, the myth, the legend, super excited to have you, Gumbo Nation, be privy to a gentleman that I get to hang out with. I mean, never often enough. But this guy is one of the best promoters I know, and one heck of a realtor as well. Daniel Munn, welcome to Mortgage Gumbo. How you doing this morning?
Hey, Dwayne, I'm really good. How are you,
Man, I am fantastic. Daniel, I'm so glad to have you on the show to discuss not just a festival, and I'm going to have you get into the all the dynamics and the acts and all that, but you're part of something. This was going to be the 4th annual Bluesberry Festival, and
right?
and not just any festival. Let me make sure that I say this is an award-winning festival. This festival, I was seeing online, was voted the best festival outside of NOLA. Is that correct?
Isn't that crazy?
That's
That is
amazing.
correct. Yeah, the best festival outside New Orleans, and there is a lot of festivals outside of New Orleans. We know a lot of times New Orleans sucks up the energy, but
Yeah.
we're trying to bring some really cool things to the North Shore, and we are super excited that this is our 4th year, and it's going to be our biggest year yet, Dwayne. It's going to be really awesome.
So tell me, how did you get involved with this, Daniel? Kind of tell me what was your passion to kind of, hey, let me get behind this Bluesberry Fest here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually met Sarada when I started with real estate
Yeah.
6 years ago. I met with Sarada, and she became the team leader at Keller Williams. And while she was there, Dwayne, she had a meeting with two friends, Sarada, Sarah Federer, and Sarah Cottrell.
Okay.
They had a little meeting, and they ended up talking about festivals. And they said that we have a strawberry festival, we have a watermelon festival, we have all these festivals, but actually we don't have a festival to blues music and blueberries. So they said, you know what? Why don't we make one? We'll just make our own festival. And it's so cool that someone just said, you know what? we see a need and we met it. And so this year we're going to have 3 stages, Dwayne. We're going to have the Ozone singer-songwriter stage featuring some local and regional acts. And then we're going to have the Revival stage, which is going to be some Christian worship music.
Okay.
And that's going to be sponsored by the Reminding Coffee Shop. Have you been there yet?
Yep,
Dwayne?
sure have. Yep, very nice.
Such a great place in Terabella.
Yep.
And then we're going to have the main stage, which is going to have Band of Heathens, Mike Zito, who's a 5-time Blues Music Award winner, sponsored by Daniel Monreal.
Of course it is, my man. Nothing wrong with that.
We're going to have Allie Venable Band and Big Fit, so many others. So it's going to be a really big year for Bluesberry, the biggest one we've ever had. So we are super pumped up about it.
And if people want to find out, it's bluesberryfest.com. Bluesberryfest.com. Now it's next. It's next. I know. We'll keep working on that. Now, let's talk about the location. Kind of tell everybody. I mean, they'll go online, but kind of tell everybody where it's at and time and all that fun stuff.
Sure. So it's at Bogafly Wayfair Park, which if you've never been, it is an incredible park.
Beautiful.
It's got shades. If we've all been to Jazz Fest, Dwayne, right?
Yep.
There is no trees. It's hot.
Yep.
It's crazy. Over here we have trees. We have shade. There's a river that runs through the park with the beach. So it's really, really nice. And let me tell you one thing, Dwayne. This is a very family-friendly festival.
Yep.
There's some alliteration for you at 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. Family-friendly festival. But,
That's right.
Dwayne, they have. We're going to have all kinds of activities for kids. So we have a children's village sponsored by Pat. We're going to have swings and lots of fun activities for the kids. So bring your kids. 10 and under are free. So I do want to mention that.
Okay.
And so anyway, Bogafly Wayfair Park in downtown Covington, central located. It's from 11:30 to 9. So it's going. It used to be just a daytime festival from 11 to 5. We're actually going late this year, so we're going all the way to 9 o'clock. So there's going to be a beautiful sunset. And Dwayne, I don't know if you have checked the weather, but I have some breaking news for you. Gumbo, you ready for this, Dwayne?
Yep.
Not a weatherman, but I play one on TV.
Yep.
So this weekend, next weekend, we're gonna have a cold front.
Nice.
Supposedly, and it's gonna be glorious. We're gonna have our first taste of that spring, that fall weather. So I'm excited about that. So it's gonna be perfect weather, great for families, and beautiful Bogafly Wayfair Park.
Well, and I think what you and Sarat, what y'all have done, and you on the board, is really just brought attention to this. That hey, there are some other festivals, and it's easy to get to. Like you said, I think what's super cool is the family friendly part, right? So from 11:30 to 9, you have the time. You have events and different things set up for the kids, right? And I think that's what's really neat. So you can wear them down. I think the other cool thing, which I wouldn't put anything past you, is you've got a beta. I don't know how you do it, but you get them to turn the pumps on and kind of go back in time.
Wait, can I tell you something else? I forgot to mention this. You ready?
Yep.
Beta Brewing is bringing back its blueberry beer exclusively one day only for our festival, Dwayne. If you've never tried it, it is worth it to come just for that. So we're going to have a Beta Brewery there. We're going to have the Gallardo Beer Garden, Aquista Paces Wine Tent, and so many other. Reminding Coffee is going to have their coffees. We're going to have some uppers and some downers, Dwayne.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to have everything to wet your whistle. And then let me tell you what else. We're going to have a food truck roundup featuring some of the top food trucks on the North Shore. They're going to be serving up some of their main best dishes, but also we're going to be putting a blueberry spin on some of their popular favorites. So from blues music and blueberries, it is going to be an incredible day.
And then, so let's talk about, hey, if you want to find out, we're talking with Daniel Munn, superb realtor extraordinaire with Keller Williams, and also board member we're discussing next weekend's Bluesberry Festival. You can go to bluesberryfest.com. What is the cost? Tell us how much it costs. I know you said kids under 10 are free, which is super cool. What is the cost? I want to come there, hang out, enjoy some of this beer, wine, and activities. It's going to cost me, my man.
Absolutely. So let me tell you, this this is exclusive for your audience only. Okay.
Yep.
At the gate, it's $40.
Okay.
But for Dwayne Stein's audience,
There you go.
and everybody else, if you go online and buy tickets at the bluesberryfest.com, did I do it right?
There you go, my man. You're a pro.
If you do that, then you can actually save $10. So it's $30 online or $40 at the gate. So we encourage you to buy the tickets ahead of time.
That's cool.
And save a little bit of money. So kids sitting under are free. And let me tell you, Dwayne, it is very expensive to throw a festival at this size, this magnitude.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people are used to, free festivals on the North Shore. But man, when you bring in this top talent, when you try to organize something this huge and massive, it is very, very expensive. So we are trying to keep the cost down. So again, it's only $30 per person, and you can stay from 11 all the way down. So if you go to a Taylor Swift concert, it's $300 and it's 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
So it really is a great value. And again, for $30 online or $40 at the gate, it's a really great.
And it sounds like a bunch. Obviously, the blues music, but hey, if you like some of the worship and the Christian music and the different tent setup, I mean, what I love is that it's got, it's got that jazz fest feel, but on the North Shore. And what I mean by the different stages set up, right? So you can all day you can hop around, grow food. Yeah. I mean, and with having somewhere for the kids to hang out. I mean, I don't. It's awesome.
I really believe it that there's whatever age level, whatever music, something for everyone this year.
And this is the 4th year, right? So.
4th year, yes, sir.
That's amazing, man. So, Daniel, I appreciate you. We'll make sure we share it. And Gumbo Nation, look, you're looking for something to do. Especially my listeners on the South Shore. Come across to the North Shore next week. Hey, bust out that new sweater. Right. I mean, I love my winter clothes. As a stockier guy, winter's my go-to, Daniel, because I can hide a lot of things. I look sexier in, winter stuff. So start busting out, ladies, those big boots, those knee highs, dust them off. I mean, Daniel's got the perfect weather set up for you, a perfect event. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be the place to be next week. So go to bluesberryfest.com, bluesberryfest.com. Man, get it early. Daniel, I appreciate you taking time, man. I know you're all over the media pushing this stuff. And once again, hats off to you, man, on just everything you do is first class. And to Sarada and everybody, man. And look forward to just this, built this into an award-winning festival. And look forward to many more years and seeing you out there next week, man.
We'll see you October 7th. Thank you, sir.
All right, man. Again, that's Daniel Munn, and it's bluesberryfest.com. bluesberryfest.com. $30, folks. Spend a day. Bring your kids under 10 or free. Food, drink, great music. You know what it is. It's a festival. And at Bogolafalaya Park, I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. And like Daniel said, you've got shade. You've got, you could picnic. You can do really whatever you want to do. All right, on the other side of break, we'll get back to business. We're going to have our Rate Watch brought to you by Tito's. We're going to talk about what's going on with home values, student debt. We got a couple questions that came across, so we'll get those answered for you as well. You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right here on iHeartRadio, 504-260-0995. Nice. Blues there, man.
Yeah, look. Blue on black, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, man.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Parker. I appreciate you putting that.
TheBluesberryFest.com.
Okay. So we're hearing music.
Yep.
Sweet mother of God. Okay.
All right.
I have literally, I just started pushing buttons, and I had Tom on the line, and so I have no idea, bro.
That's all right. We there now, man.
Place is cursed, man.
Yeah.
I know. Well, it worked. We got you. Guest on.
Yep.
3 minutes.
how's the energy on Mr. Munn, man? He's amazing, dude. Good guy. Does a great job. Big in the community, man. And promotes a lot of local businesses. That's why I wanted to have him on. Just a super.
Well, anybody who puts is he on the board of anything? No, I was going to say the people who put on festivals, you got to think that their level of dedication, where they put in all this time and this energy and this organizing and their money, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars of their money up front for what? A party. I like that. You hearing me okay? Is everything all right? Are we connected? Do I need to get this out of here?
No, there you go. It seems like I think you're back now.
Okay. Was it because I was sharing another window?
Probably.
What if I do this one?
Go around your house and slap all the
Can you still hear me fine now?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. But guys, okay. I do this during the week. I do restream during the week without this crap happening.
Yeah. We'll have something. I don't know. So back to the question, Parker, or on a board of anything?
No, never. I've never been responsible for jack squat. You on your HOA board or something?
Yeah. All right.
Here we go.
Yep. Welcome back. You look at Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right high heart radio. If you want to join the show, 504-260-09. Check that out. Good stuff going on there. So, all right, let's kind of let's do our weekly segment we like to call Rate Watch. All right, Rate Watch. Rate Watch is brought to you by Tito's Handmade Vodka. So where we're at, folks, this week, 30-year conventional, 7.44. That's up from 7.39. 15-year last week was 6.71, 6.75. FA2 to 6.90. Jumbo 7.5. V 6.85 to 6.92, and the 5-1 arm 6% at 7.0. The elephant in the room is interest rates. So what I'm going to tell you is the same thing I told to about 20 potential clients. What do you rate? Here's the answer. High. Period. Okay? You're going to get the best rate that you qualify for. That again, so when you call me, you are going to get the best interest rate you qualify for. and rates. That's why we have things like Snap Dad Cam set up. That's why we do a free credit look. We are going to get information so we can pass you. No question. But if y'all can, and you can tell I'm a little animated right now. This week, Tupelo that went and placed a number on a piece of, and we talk about time, Gumbo Nation. This is why I'm reiterating this to you. You listen to any other show right now, how many mortgage lenders are out there telling you mortgage rates are high? But what I'm wanting to understand is this. There's still opportunities, and we're going to talk about that in a second, working with people that are unfortunately in our industry right now. And this goes for lenders and realtors. That just simply doesn't mean they're not good people. Got into the industry when rates were on lows and don't know how to look at entire picture. So this week, two people, and we talk about this on the show quite a bit, were on a piece of paper, them a grant, was going to go do all things. They can't come through. So now it's the witching hour, right, to get done and contracts, and the folks come back, and we've got one person that went with us. They were told they were going to get 0.75% to go build a construction loan. A week before, they're told, yeah, we don't have that program anymore. I mean, they built a $6 house based on thinking their rate was too high and get told, sorry, can't do it. That's what's going on right now. That's not to mention all the folks who, I mean, I hear it every week. It's in my sleep. It's almost like a manifestation. Underwriters, we can't. So I get interest rate is a big deal. Burst through the trees right now. Thoughts on that when it comes to, I expect you to try to see what you got. You're going to qualify for the best thing, best rate that you qualify for. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, credit union's offering me 5.75, and I'm offering percent on one of these loans. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I can't even get the money for that at that price. They're charging them almost $20 in fees. The number on paper is not what's important. It's what are your out. Talked about a couple weeks ago. People refinance. I'm doing refinances for people right. Finance on average every 3.5 years, and that's when rates were at 4% on average. What do you think y'all going to do when you're taking over the year these 6% plus rates? So as we continue to kind of what's going on, look, we know we address it every time, but you got to understand who you're talking with, who you're dealing with. Go ahead, Parker.
I get the feeling people think that your business is like so many other businesses that we all encounter. You know, you go to the mall and you go to this store that has the kind of clothes that you think are stylish and that sort of fit your brand or whatever, and you think you can go to the back row and look through the clearance, and every once in a while you'll find an amazing piece of clothing that's marked like 80% off, and it's actually in your size, and you're gonna score. You're gonna find some little gem hidden in the rocks. And it's just it doesn't work that way for mortgages. There's no clearance rack. There's no 80% markdown. Y'all all have within a pretty narrow window, just a little bit of range that you can work with, and you're all sort of playing in the same arena.
Especially during times right now. James, we've told people you're brave. You're brave right now if you're buying in today's market. Extremely, extremely brave. And what I mean by that is you understand the benefits of home ownership. You understand that benefits. Look, I talked to somebody yesterday that's doing a fix and flip. Okay? Not everybody's in that market. Right? But it's crazy. The people who are buying investment properties and fix and flips that I deal with, you know what they worried about? They don't care. Like, whatever. 12%, I don't care.
What are they supposed to do? Quit? This is how they
Right.
make their living. And everyone I've seen buy a house in the last 2 years has had their hand forced. You know, we've talked about my brother-in-law, we've talked about my neighbor, we've talked about a few other people, my parents. There's another one that's happening now. My wife's grandmother died. She had 8 kids, so the ownership of her house is going to be split 8 ways. And the youngest kid is going to want to buy the rest of them out. So he's going to have to get himself a mortgage. He's going to have to, buy this house. Doesn't matter what the interest rate is. The interest rate could be 90%. It's still on the table because he's going to have to buy a house somewhere. So he's probably going to sell his and use that to somehow leverage this new mortgage, which I'm going to be sending you away as soon as it goes through courts or whatever. So look for that. But it's, this is what you're left with. You're not just left with the easy ones. You're left with these complex ones. This isn't some guy who got out of college, got a good job, saved up some money, and now he's going to get his first house. I mean, there's a lot of those, and those are the simple ones. But in times where people's hands are forced like this in higher interest rate times and lower inventory times and more chaotic, economically speaking times, this is what you're getting. And the people that are buying and selling now are either brave or their hand is forced.
Yeah. Yeah. And we talk about that, right? Divorce, death, distance, or debt.
Yeah.
So, we right. So the 4Ds. So that's why on the other side of the break, James, we talk in facts, and I've got facts, and we're going to go over what is the appreciation expected to be this year, and how it has changed. So on the other side, we're going to talk about what's happening to home prices. What's going to happen? What is your home in appreciation going to be? And now the expectation. And like I said, wow, has it changed? You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right here on iHeartRadio. 504-260-0995.
All right, Dwayne, how did that sound? Did I break up too much?
You did at some points. You did. That's where I would just kind of take over.
Okay.
Yeah, that delay is something fierce.
Yeah.
Yikes. All right. So look, I wanted to just get your response to, there's a CNBC article, 4 mortgage application mistakes. I typed in all the captions here, and we can just roll through these if you have time after your appreciation thing that you teased. We can just whip through these real quick.
Yep.
Boop, 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 boop. There's 4 of them. Cool background. I'm going to grab
Pink Explosion.
Kink Explosion?
Pink Explosion.
Oh, Pink Explosion. Okay. I'm going to grab a water. I'll be right back.
All right. Be my girl.
All right, 30 seconds.
All right, big dog. And then I'm here also for the 10 hour.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Yeah, apparently the handset might not be working for the phones. That's why nobody can hear me.
Ah, of
Dude,
course.
I swear.
Of course.
It's like, okay.
No, it was a good job getting Daniel on. Welcome back. You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Steiner right here on iHeartRadio. Hey, still one segment left to join the show, 504-260-0995. All right, folks, we were talking about interest rates in the previous block, and I thought this was amazing what came out because, all year we kept hearing about, especially in the beginning of the year, and we stayed the course here and told you I cannot see with the lack of inventory and where we're at and people being locked in with 2.5% rates. James and I continuously just kept saying homes are going to appreciate. And all of them were the first couple months of the year, man, no way they're going to lose 2%, 1%. And then we were even sitting there going, all right, even if we got all-time high interest rates this year and your home value don't go up at all, it's definitely not going to be like a lot of these outlets are saying, home prices are falling and equities being lost and all this kind of stuff. So sort of crazy. Case Shiller predicts that appreciation will be 5% by the end of the year. Federal Housing Finance Association, FHFA, 7%. CoreLogic, 9%. Black Knight, 8%. Zillow, 7%. So any way you shake it there, you're looking at, and they're being conservative before they put this stuff out, anywhere from 5 to 9%. Folks, especially us here in the South, Louisiana, South Louisiana, South Mississippi, a steady 3 to 5% used to be that was our bag, baby. That was what we did. So, to be getting, but everybody gets a little bit caught off guard when you had those 2 years of, when you had those 2 years of 19 and 20% appreciation. That's not the norm. That's not the norm. And everybody right now is jumping through hoops to try to find a CD that'll pay 5% or 7%. So why not invest in your house that's going to give you back 5 or 10% and just continue to compound? So I think it's important that we share that, especially when we're talking about mortgage rates that are ugly at decade highs. So regardless of the what and the why, it shows you the benefit of home ownership and inventory. And you still have those folks out there that are saying, well, when rates go down, because they're of the Parker theory and my theory, rates will recede. But when rates go down, prices aren't. Because I have 2.5%, 3% on my mortgage and I want to go live somewhere else, that doesn't mean I'm giving my house away. I'm not going to go, hey, you know what? All right, I'll take a $20,000 loss so I can go live next to Mama and Papa. So this inventory issue is, this is, I think, the new norm. The new norm. And while things will open up, like we said, based on the 4 Ds that we've deemed it, death, divorce, debt, and distance, meaning you're relocating, you're going to be in these homes. And inventory, it's going to be tough to catch up because a lot of people, man, sitting at 2.5%. I mean, look, there's good debt and bad debt, and we probably won't. We'll revisit this next week. When you're talking about debt and stuff like that. But the bad debt is the credit cards. Good debt is mortgage debt. Owning a home, that's a good debt in my opinion. So, Parker, I know you had something that some questions or you wanted to kind of review. Talk to me a little bit about what you've got, my man.
Okay, on this one, there was a good little checklist that I thought you would love from CNBC.com, and it says 4 mortgage application mistakes. And I want you to just go through each one of these and explain all 4 of these bullet points real quick. You can probably do this in about 2-3 minutes here. But I thought this would be a good little primer because this sounds like something that comes across your desk on a weekly basis. So,
okay,
I'll put them up there. Out of 4 mortgage application mistakes, number 1, not checking your credit score.
I have no idea how, folks, and I see it more how in today's market with free credit reports and all that, you don't know what your credit score is. I really just do not understand. There's no reason. And then you take an outlet like us and who will do a free credit report for you and look at it for you and let you know kind of what your buying power is. Or like conversations we had this week, you're not ready right now, but here's the why. Here's what you need to do. So, yeah, you got to check your credit, folks. Credit's right up there with air and water. We've always talked about that.
Right. It's not even to check it before you go in and fill out a mortgage application is crazy because, there's things that you could do in the course of 24 hours or 48 hours that could start you on a better path. And why wait till after you fill out the application to find that out?
But let me tell you this, too. Please be careful because there's a lot of so-called air quote experts out there. And, this is a service that we offer, doing this for 30 years. I consider myself an expert in credit. And there's a lot of folks out there, these same folks who got in because rates were 2.5%, James, in Gumbo Nation. And they're trying to tell people what to do with their credit, and it's wrong. So you got to, easily I go, hey, the fix to that is go to mortgagegumbo.com. No, just make sure you're aware. Just be up to date on your stuff. Know what's going on. Next one, James.
Number 2, not getting pre-approved before you look at homes.
The realtor that's selling that home, is going to require a pre-approval letter. And we could get into the whole thing, Gumbo Nation. And for those who've been listening, and James, you know this, there's a big difference. There's different types and different levels of pre-approvals. There's a big difference between pre-approved versus pre-qualified. Hey, you want to learn about that? Go to mortgagegumbo.com, click on resources. We've got a whole page explaining that to you. But yes, you have to get pre-approved. I just was given an example earlier today. It's the worst thing for me is when somebody calls me and tells me they were told one thing and it didn't work out that way. And that's because folks don't get pre-approved, or they go with the person that they like what they're saying, not necessarily what's the right thing. Right? Well, Schmuckatelli Mortgage told me I could get $500,000. They call me and I go, I got you pre-approved for $175,000. Oh, well, you're stupid. I don't want to work with you. Okay. And then come back and go, is there anything you can do to help me get in this $500,000 house? Unfortunately, no. You were pre-approved for $175,000.
All right, number 3 on the list, applying for a mortgage with a high debt-to-income ratio.
Look, if you're monitoring your credit, your debt-to-income ratio, there's two DTIs. There's a front end and a back end. The front end is going to be just on your home. That's your PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurances. And your back end is your total debt to income. So that takes your front end, which is your housing expense, and adds in what other expenses you got. Now, here's what I want to say. A lot of you think your ratios are worse than what they really are because you start throwing in your cell phone bill, your car insurance, all these other things, your light bills. And when I talk to people, they go, well, I can't afford it. Here's my monthly debts. And then we start going through those and realize that you're counting a lot of things that you don't have to qualify. We know you're going to have a light bill. We can't make that go away. But you're paying a light bill now no matter where you're at, right? So we don't count that in the mortgage when qualifying. So let us help you. It's like I tell my staff all the time. We're not the underwriters. Our job is to prepare. In Gumbo Nation, if you're listening, here's kind of my philosophy when you chat with me. I'm your lawyer. You come to me for representation. So we have open conversations that are off the record that we discuss, and then it's my job to go before the judge, i.e. the investor, right, and present your case on why you deserve home ownership. And it might be, hey, you're a 780, you got 30% to put down and buying $1 million house.
2 minutes.
But it also could be other things that we got to work through, okay? And that, lastly, James.
All right, so in the 4 mortgage application mistakes, number 4 is not shopping around.
Yeah, listen, I got no problems with this. Go shop around, but it's like we talked about doing Rate Watch. Be careful what you're being told. Trust your gut. Trust your instincts. 3 clients this week came to us because they did not feel right about what they were being told, and their instincts were right. Folks, it's buying a home. We got to get this right for you, especially in today's market. If you're considering this when you've got rates in the 7s, we've got to get this right for you because we know another loan is coming. We know there's going to be another transaction.
1 minute.
So let us walk you through this to make sure it's right. So it's okay to shop around. Absolutely. But just know who you're dealing with and when you're vetting these things. Shout out to Daniel Munn. Thanks for joining us, folks. Make sure next Saturday, go check out Bluesberry Fest, Dadcam, Bluesberry Fest, Dadcam. The home away from the show. The home away from the show is Mortgage Gumbo, Dadcam, Snap, Send, and Save, Dadcam. We've always got people on standby, 504-207-7600. Go Tigers and Hoodats. Let's get back on the winning streak. We'll be in that dome tomorrow. Stick around. I'm going to hang out with Greg Ricks for the first hour. You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right here on iHeartRadio. Till next week, Gumbo Nation, keep stirring the pot.
All righty. We're clear.
All right, Parker, let's we'll try to get on this week, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And just kind of see maybe, I'm going to do a hard reboot on this sin, type of, when in doubt, hard reboot, who knows, check all my connections,
Check your speed.
blow out any dust, stuff like that. We'll go through it. All right, bro, have a good weekend.
Speedtest.net.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Later.